Good morning, students. Today we will discuss on hydrogen. This is the lecture number 3 presented by me, Pranit Ghatak, your chemistry teacher. Okay. So today we will discuss on the topic of reactions of water with metals as well as reactions of water with non-metals. Okay, in the previous class, in the previous video as well, I have explained the reactions of water in the form of cold water, hot water and steam with metals only. But today I will be summarize the reactions of water in the three format with metals in a more summarized format. Okay, as well as I will be explaining the reactions of water with non-metal, that is mainly carbon. Okay, so let's begin. So here we know that the water will be reacted with the sodium, potassium and calcium in its cold state. So sodium, potassium and calcium can be reacted and can be give a reaction with water in its cold water. Okay, so sodium, potassium and calcium can be reacted with cold water and it will give product. Okay, so it can, what we mean by cold water, that means the in this reaction, that is sodium, potassium and calcium do not need much of the heat energy to go through a reaction with water. Okay, so this sodium, potassium and calcium can give a reaction with cold water, so that means that sodium, potassium and calcium are highly reactive. That is why they do not need heat energy to give a reaction. Okay, whereas the aluminium, zinc and iron, they react with steam only. They do not react with cold water or hot water, cold or hot water even. Okay, so iron, aluminium and zinc do not react with cold water or hot water, they only react with steam. So iron, aluminium and zinc are less reactive than sodium, potassium and calcium, because iron, aluminium and zinc requires heat energy, that is steam, to undergo a reaction with water. Okay, so we can say aluminium, iron and Zn, that is zinc, are less reactive than sodium, potassium and calcium. Whereas the magnesium, it is the magnesium, I have missed this point. Magnesium react with only the hot water. Okay, magnesium can react with the hot water. Okay, magnesium can react with the hot water. It can also react with the all of these, the sodium, potassium and calcium as well as magnesium also react with the steam, but as well as they can react with, magnesium can react with the hot water, but magnesium cannot react with the cold water. Whereas the sodium, potassium and calcium can react with the cold water, hot water, even to the steam. But in case of steam, in case of aluminum, Zn and Fe, they do not react with cold water, hot water, they only react with steam. So sodium, potassium and calcium, they can react with cold water, hot water and steam, but magnesium can only react with hot water and steam, but aluminum, iron and zinc only react with steam. So what you can say, that is magnesium reactivity is less than sodium, potassium and calcium, but more than aluminum, iron and Zn. Okay, whereas the Pb, Cu, Ag and Au, that is lead, copper, silver and gold, they do not react with water at all, because they are least reactive among all of them, all of the metals. Okay, so these are the, by this way we can summarize the reactions of water with metals, with various metals, because this sodium and potassium are the alkali metal, and the calcium and magnesium are the what, this calcium and magnesium are the alkaline earth metal, whereas the iron and zinc are the transition metal. So here all types of metal are being considered. Okay, so in this way we can summarize the reaction of water with metals, with all types of metals. Okay, so here we proceed to the next topic, that is the reactions of water with non-metals, mainly with carbon. Okay, so here carbon, here there is two types of reaction can be happen. Okay, there are two types of reaction, mainly complete combustion, that is complete reaction, that when carbon is reacted with oxygen, when carbon is reacted with oxygen, when carbon is reacted with oxygen, there is two type of reaction will be occurring, that is a complete combustion, and another is incomplete combustion. Okay, here all this reaction is either complete reaction or incomplete reaction. All the reactions proceed with through a energy, giving a energy reaction. Okay, this the combustion reaction as well as incomplete reaction gives up some energy. Okay, whereas both of the reactions will give H2 as a byproduct, will give water as a byproduct. Okay, will give water as a byproduct. Okay, so what happened in case of complete reaction, that is in case of complete reaction, that is CH4, that is methane. Methane is a carbon derivative, so methane is being reacted with O2 and giving CO2 and H2O plus energy, CO2 plus H2O plus energy. Okay, CO2 plus H2O plus energy. Okay, so here all of the hydrogen is being replaced with oxygen. Okay, all of the hydrogen, this CH4, all of the hydrogen, there is 4 hydrogen is replaced with oxygen completely. Here carbon has the valency 4 and it also varies that. But in case of incomplete combustion, here the combustion will not take place completely, because if we react with methane with oxygen, in presence of oxygen, if you burn methane with methane in presence of oxygen, it will give CO2. But if the product is CO, that is carbon monoxide, then here the carbon valency is only plus 2, because on oxygen is there. But it should be in case of, it should be CO2, because where in the complete oxidation the carbon oxidation state is plus 4. Okay, in incomplete, so remember, in incomplete oxidation the carbon's oxidation state will be plus 2, and in complete oxidation the carbon oxidation state will be plus 4. So in incomplete oxidation, the carbon and oxidation of carbon, what gives, it will give CO, carbon monoxide, but in complete oxidation of carbon it will give CO2 as a major product. Okay, but remember both of the reaction, the complete and incomplete combustion and incomplete combustion, both of the reaction will give H2O as a byproduct. So it is very much important. So both of this reaction will give H2O as a byproduct, and both of this reaction will give up some energy. So those reaction which gives us energy are called a exothermic reaction, exothermic reaction. So these both the reaction, this complete as well as incomplete combustions, are the example of exothermic reactions. Okay, so here are the values where this complete oxidation is being incomplete oxidation is occurring, incomplete combustion or incomplete oxidation is occurring. Here the del H value, that is the energy released, is, remember when energy is released the sign will be negative, when energy is absorbed the sign will be positive. Okay, when the energy is released the sign will be negative, and energy is absorbed the sign will be positive. Okay, so here in incomplete oxidation or incomplete combustion the energy is 206 kilojoule per mole, whereas the complete oxidation the energy is minus 165. Here minus is being replaced, there should be a minus as well. So there, for complete oxidation there will be minus 165 kilojoule per mole. Okay, there is the to oxidation to complete, there is the energy data by which we can easily figure out the nature of the exothermicness of the complete and incomplete oxidation or complete or incomplete combustion. Okay, so I hope you have understood this very well. In this reaction mainly I have shown you the reaction of water with metals as well as the reactions of oxygen with non-metal as well as producing water. Okay, here reaction of oxygen with non-metal, that is carbon. Okay, and that produce H2O and energy. Okay, there are two types of reaction, that is complete combustion and incomplete combustion. Okay, I hope you guys have understood this very well. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so that's it for now. If you have any doubt, you will ask me. Thank you.